Hello everyone. In this chapter, we are going to talk about what is the version control system. And then we will be talking about why we require version control. So let's start with what is the version control system. When we talk about version control system, right, we are talking about tracking of changes over time. For the example, you have a project and you have a lot of files. Version control will track the changes over time done on those files. For the example, like you have index.html, then you added a new file about.html on any particular date, and then you did some other changes in the index.html or about.html. So all those changes which we are doing are tracked by the version control system, and it helps us to keep all those histories, information, what changed, what are the files in your system, and all those stuff. So it's help us to manage the source code. Version control system is a monitor access with tracking of changes in your file system over the time. Okay. Now question arises, why do I need version control system? What is there for me? So version control system keep the track of your changes, right? So who, what, when, and why. It helps you to find out who did the changes, what changes, when, and why. So and it helps us doing in concurrent development. It helps us to resolve the conflict. It helps us to roll back and undo changes if required, and it's kind of a site source code backup as well, and it helps us in team collaboration. So let's understand these points: who, what, when, and why. When we are working on a software or any source project, we have a lot of people working. So we want to know, like, who did the changes, what was the change, when it was done, and why it was done. So any version control system will track of all those things. For the example, we have a chain list. So in chain list, a history object or a commit object or a revision, which will tell, okay, Christian Gansingal did the changes in this file. What changes he did? He changed hello from hello word or something like that. And when he did yesterday, or he did on 9/25 2019. And when and why he did? Because hello, he was willing to make hello world program. So that's why version control will help us to keep the tracking of the changes. Okay. And as well as it will give us the information why we have done the changes, who has what, and all those stuff. And then version control system help us to collaborate. Basically, if you have a file system, okay, if you don't have the version control, you will be having a source code. And if someone is sitting in other place, like someone is sitting in India, someone sitting is in other part of country, or someone sitting anywhere in the world, if you have to collaborate with them, it's very difficult. If you are doing your changes, if they are doing the changes in the source code or anything, and then you need to collaborate, then there you have to share those changes using email or another form of medium, and then you have to find out what changes they have done, and then you have to find out what changes you have done, and then we have to combine those changes. But if you are using version control, those things are taken care automatically. You have a one file, other person works on that file, so Git will find out, okay, you have done the changes here, other guy has done the changes in this particular line, and it will combine those changes. If those changes are at the same place, Git will give us conflict. Okay. And then Git will provide us tool for conflict resolution. It will say, okay, and this guy has done the changes at this place, and you have done the changes at the same location. Tell me what changes I have to take. And it help us in conflict resolution, rollback, and undo changes to source code. I did the changes in some file, and then some other guy also did some changes, and due to that there's some problem in production or some issues are there. I can roll back to my version. I can check, like, what changes was done by that developer by comparing my version and his version using the version control, and then I can revert back, or I can go to the any previous version which was stable or anything, and offsite source code backup. So basically, when you are collaborating, you will be keeping your source code on some hosting services, right? Like Bitbucket, GitLab, or GitHub, because if you want to collaborate between team, it needs to be hosted somewhere. It will be kind of a backup as well. So instead of keeping software on your repository on your local and then sharing using email or something, you have a central repository where everyone work is collaborating. So it's kind of backup as well for you. So in the sense, version control system is a important tool which require to keep track of our changes, and and not only it's helping keep the not only it's helping to keep the track of our changes, it's helping us in other various aspect as well, like you can do what when you combine other third party tools like Jenkins and all, you can build you can do automatic build, you can write testing scripts which will run automatically, you can do CI/CD basically, you can deploy automatically from your source code. For the example, whenever there is a commit, a CI/CD pipeline can run, and it can build the source code and deploy to the server. So that's how version control system help. In next lecture, we will be talking about different kind of version control system and what are their advantage and disadvantage. And then we will be understanding various aspects of version control, and then we'll be talking about Git. Thank you very much.